sun come out tomorrow. The waves are so pretty.
Scoot over, I'm getting it.
Intelexx here. Welcome to Lifin with Lex, where we talk about a variety of topics surrounding life, because life be lifin', right? Yes, definitely working out to keep the stress level down, because life be lifin' and people will try you. Okay, but don't worry, because there is one thing that we gotta do. And listen, check the message here. Okay, start each day with a grateful heart. Yeah.
Everybody get in the picture, get in the, or get in the video. Hey, we out there.
Definitely got to be around the family, but you know, self-care is a must, so you need that isolation because, baby, but most importantly, enjoying life, because you only get one, right? And you know, a part of life is building relationships. Definitely got to have that. And definitely got to stay on point with the learning, because knowledge is power. Okay, and not only that, applying it. Yes, that's right. Putting that knowledge to work and doing the work for the greater good. You heard me? Make sure to tune in and tap in to this episode to see what we're going to talk about today. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lifin with Lex. Listen, we are in season 2 and this is our 4th episode. If you have not gotten caught up with season 1 or our previous episodes from this season, make sure to take some time and check it out. If you are not a visual, you prefer to listen to things on the go, don't worry, we got you on Spotify, Apple, and all of those platforms, Anchor, so that you can listen to Lifin with Lex via audio. If you're a visual person, we're on a bunch of different platforms, so make sure to check us out. All right, but thank you so much for rocking out with me and being here on my vulnerability journey. You know, I am a private person and I'm stepping outside of the box and really sharing me with you. The last episode, if you didn't check it out, make sure to check it out, because it really gives you an idea of what I do throughout the day. This episode, we're getting into personals. We're getting into relationships. Okay, so we are going to be talking about seasons, reasons, and lifetime. What role people play in your life. Now, look. look. All right, when it comes to people's roles in our lives, we have to assign accordingly, because there have been too many times where I have given someone the wrong role and then got disappointed because they didn't fulfill the role that I thought they were supposed to fulfill. Anybody been there? Yeah. Okay, so you know exactly what I mean when it comes to placing people in their place. It is so important. All right, because there's going to be people that's going to be around for a short period. There's people that might be there until the hard times come and then they're out. And then there's people that's going to be there forever. All right, and if you give somebody the wrong role and you think they're going to be around forever and you trust them with information and have them, assist you with different things like your business or your life, and give them personal information that is like, okay, you're going to be around forever, let me trust you with this information, and then lo and behold, they leave. Now you're stuck with regret and you're stuck with heartache because you trusted somebody with information that you thought was going to be around for a little minute, and come to find out they was only there for a short period of time, right? So I feel like that comes with growth, definitely comes with growth, all right, because we all do our little trial and error. Some people you have fallen outs with, and you're like, oh, they weren't supposed to be in my life for a long period of time, and they were, but you just went through a little falling out, right? I've had friendships for decades, and there have been some times where we might have been in a little disagreement, and we had to like cut the cord for a little bit, but then we came back and we were stronger, right? So just to give some scenario, to give a little example. So I was friends with this female, and we got into it, and I blocked her for like a year. But then, something came up personal where it was like a loss of a loved one, and I was like, had a couple dreams where I'm like, all right, I'm missing the friendship. I'm hoping everything is good. Decided to unblock her, and to this day, we're really good friends. We're in each other's lives. We support each other, and so it was just that one period of time where things weren't aligned. And so we had to separate for a time, but we back and stronger than ever. All right. Now there have been other instances where the people that I thought was going to be around for a little minute ended up dipping. And then, for me, it's like I already deal with emotional detachment. Okay. And so a lot of things that people might react to off the bat, it takes me a little while for my brain to register, you know. And so sometimes I might not respond normally, quote unquote, to certain things that happen because it takes me a little minute, like, dealing with trauma from my past and like really kind of dissociating with life in different instances made me guarded when it comes to my emotions, when it comes to trust. So it takes me a little while to open up. Like one of my friends, longtime friend, we've been friends for decades. It took me like 7 years to open up to her, and she's one of my closest friends. So that just shows you that it's not about the person per se. And in that instance, it's more so about me and making sure that I completely trust you before I open up certain levels of myself. There's certain things that I share with everyone, but then once you get to certain points where it's like, you have to be this close to me to get that information. Yeah, and that takes a little minute because of the things that I've experienced and because of the dissociation that I have built up over the years, which I am unlearning now because it comes off as if I don't care, as if I have better things to do or having a nonchalant attitude. Um, but that's really not the case. It's more so just me warming up. Like it takes me a little while to warm up, but once I warm up and I let you in, then you see a different side that I don't show. Like, there's a mask that everyone wears, that first impression mask, that mask that you put on for people, like this is my public face. Then when you're inside, this is my inside face, right? So just like people play roles in your life, and you play a role in people's lives too. So which one are you for people, right? So that's something I had to analyze within myself. That it's not just about how people interact with me, it's how I interact with them, and really just being that friend for them. And everybody that I'm in their life right now, not necessarily going to be in their life forever. But my hopes is that the relationship that I build, that we learn from each other, and that even with the different disparages that happen over time, whether there's falling outs or whether we just grow apart and move on, because there are times when that happens, right? There have been many times where I have, built great relationships with people, but we're just in different parts of our lives where one is being elevated and the other one is kind of stagnant or they're not there yet. I'm not waiting for you to elevate and take you with me. Some things are just not a part of your journey, and some things are not a part of mine. And that's okay. We could be friends from a distance. We're not gonna be close because once I elevate and you're back here, I'm not gonna be like, oh hey, let me wait for you to catch up. I'm not pausing my life for someone else, right? And you shouldn't pause your life for someone else either. Period. Okay? Life does not wait for anyone. Time waits for no one, right? And so time is valuable, and what you do with that time is valuable. So, yes, I am in a place in my life where, I pray about each and every person that comes into my life, figure out the type of role that they're supposed to play so that I don't assign people the wrong roles, because it only leads to heartache, hardening of the heart, right? Because once you continually go through the same thing, it's like, I don't want to open myself up anymore. I'm cool off of this. I'm good. I can do other things. Like I'm good. I'm good. So the one thing that has helped me is to not expect so much from people, not to assume that they have the same personality as me, that they're going to do as much as me, that they're going to put themselves out there like that. Like, everyone has their own personality and they have their own way of doing things, and really learning that person or those people and allowing them to just be themselves and letting things happen the way they're going to happen organically and naturally. That's something that has helped me, so that I am not so expectant. Like, when I was younger, I used to be really expectant of people to come through. I would just trust them to not mess up. And life is about failure too. Failure is a part of the process. People are going to mess up, people are going to disappoint you. But in my mind, I'm like, oh no, they can do no wrong, and it's like, when they did it, it was so devastating for me. That I was just like, I'm not trusting anybody like that ever again. And then I would give people the benefit of the doubt. And so it really depends on what role you want people to play in your life and what role they actually are going to play. You can't expect somebody that shows you that they're not capable of doing anything outside of themselves, or they're not trusting enough to be like, you know what, I'm going to do this for you and I'm going to come through for you. If someone is always letting you down over and over again, why would you expect them to do anything but let you down? Or why would you give them assignments and trust them with things and they're not going to come through? Stuff like that is like, come on now. Don't set yourself up for no failure, okay? But really, it's so important when it comes to personal relationships. You got your little circle, your inner circle, people that you trust the most. Don't put people in there that's gonna be flaky, that can't handle the pressure, that show you little signs like, oh, I'm here for you, but then when you're not around me, you're talking to somebody else about me, and then it comes back to me that you're not really the friend I thought you was. Yeah, no, we don't got time for that in my inner circle. Inner circle, we building off each other, we supporting each other, we helping to elevate each other. We don't got time for all the little stuff, right? When it comes to your business relationships, if you have a business, making sure that the type of people that you have helping you in your business are people that's not going to be jealous of you, that's not going to try to sabotage your career, because there are people that do that. Have you watched Selena? Okay, her whole manager was sabotaging her. That's just an example. But like, really be mindful of the people that you have in your inner circle when it comes to personal, when it comes to business, when it comes to personal, your romantic relationships, your intimate relationships, whoever your partner is. Be mindful of how they support you when you got it and when you don't. How do they talk to you? Now, this goes back to the relationship that you have with yourself, the health of your own relationship with yourself, and how you treat yourself, as well as how you treat other people. is going to reflect in your relationship. So if you are with someone who doesn't know how to communicate or is disconnected in any type of way, has trauma that's been undealt with, that's going to be all up in your relationship, and then you're going to be dealing with that in that. My suggestion to you all is deal with that first before you get with anyone. Deal with yourself, right? Build that relationship with yourself, because you play a role in other people's lives too. I play a role in other people's lives, so do you, right? We getting right together. But there is a time and a season for everything. Relationships have seasons. Sometimes they're lifetime. Sometimes they're short. It might be a week. It might be a month. It might be 6 months. It might be a year, a couple years. But every relationship has a reason. And so if you don't learn your lesson with the one, you're going to continue to go through the same lesson over and over and over again until you get the message, right? And so we want to deal with that. We want to be able to get right and have the right relationships. Now, like I said, people make mistakes, and that's another thing, knowing whether you have a deal breaker where it's like, I can deal with a lot of things, but once you do this, you're gone. Stick with that. If you have standards, stick with your standards. Don't be lenient based off of how someone is because of how they make you feel in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, I've had to filter out my relationships based on where I'm at, to where it's like, why do I want you around? What are you adding to my life? What are you taking away from my life? How are you supporting me? What is the relationship like reciprocally? What am I helping you with? Why are you wanting to be in my life? Why do I want to be in yours? How are we helping each other? And if we're not, if we're just dead weight to each other, then we got to go, right? Sometimes we hold on to things and people too long. When it's time to go, check up the deuces, okay? Period. All right, but everyone is in your life for a reason. The hard part is figuring out what that reason is. But what has helped me is prayer. Praying without emotions involved, without all the thoughts and the things that come along with having that. Praying about what the motive is of that person, what their role is in my life, and looking at them without the rose-colored glasses always helps me to identify the type of role that person will play in my life, how long they're going to be there. Because if you got a relationship with God, He ain't going to let you down, okay? You ask, you seek, you knock, you're going to find it. You're going to get those answers. And be intentional with it. Be serious, be descriptive, very descriptive on what type of relationships that you want, which ones you need. A lot of times, some of the relationships that you need are the ones that you might not want, but you need them. You need them. All right, them people that be irritating your soul, that be rubbing you the wrong way, but they tell you the truth and they tell you like it is. You need people like that in your life. You might not want them, but you need them. So don't knock them, okay? Because they're doing their job, even if you don't like their job. I have a couple people in my life that's like, please leave me alone. Like, don't talk to me. I don't care. But they don't care about me saying that. Because they're like, you need to hear this, and you want to hear it. I don't care what you talk about. You're going to get this truth today. But you need people like that, and I appreciate that. Even if I don't want to hear it in the moment, I'm still listening. I'm still getting the message, and I still appreciate it. Even if at the moment I'll be like, sure, okay. You been there? You been there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, so, yeah. But just wanted to let y'all know, like, you have to really be mindful of the choices that you make in your life and the discipline that you have within yourself and how you treat yourself. It really matters when it comes to the roles that people play. in your life. You know, like I said, I've been through trauma growing up, so my view of relationships, period, was messed up from a young age. Something I had to unlearn. Where it's just like, just because someone is friendly with you, don't mean they're trying to get with you. Just because someone does something for you, doesn't mean they want something from you, right? And so, certain things that I've seen and experienced and was subconsciously taught as a child, I had to unlearn because that wasn't healthy, right? The trauma I went through wasn't healthy, it wasn't normal, and I didn't actually get help for that until I was an adult. So all those years of thinking like this is what relationship is, this is how people think, this is what they want, they always want this, and having these, you know, imaginary expectations based off of my experience was not the case. And so I really had to check myself and really learn what healthy relationships looked like, what they sounded like, what they felt like, just so that I can get that in my life. So now I'm able to categorize people. I don't just automatically trust off the bat. I used to do that. Now I trust you to an extent, but you got to prove that trust. You got to earn that trust. And just like I got to earn your trust, you got to earn mine too. And yeah, so everyone comes in my life for a reason, but everyone's not there to stay. So I'm very cautious with how I interact with people because everybody is not there for good intentions. I've seen it where I'm like, people get close to me and it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And then I come to find out, like, for whatever reason, you might be jealous or you spreading rumors to try to tamper with my reputation, false rumors, and it comes back to me and it's like, wow, I thought you was cool. Come to find out you was doing me dirty. Cut you off. Quick to cut somebody off. Like, especially when I find out that your intentions are ingenuous, I'm good. I don't need any of that energy in my life. Okay? Period. Alright, so that's the spiel for what I got to say for today. But yeah, so just really be mindful, y'all. I don't want y'all to be in situations where we've seen it so many times on the internet where it's like, oh, this person, betrayed me and now I have to build myself from the ground up. I done got, burnt with acid or fire, or, they destroyed my career or whatever. Really be mindful and don't put anything past anyone, because at the end of the day, people will do a lot of different things based on circumstances, based on whatever motive that they have. They will do what they think is best for them, even if that means throwing you under the bus, hurting you, doing you dirty, so just be mindful. Don't be too easily swayed, because people will flip on you if they can, right? But if you have genuine friends in your life, associates, people that's going to be there, everything is a learning lesson. Everything has a reason. But everybody's not meant to be in your life for a lifetime. That's something I had to learn. And learning how to let go when it's time to let go. Not just holding on. Years later, you still holding on. Like, let that dead weight go. Free that weight up for you. All right. Yeah. So, really quick, just to plug Intelexx. So, if you are interested in getting any help with evaluating how you can move better, go to Intelexx.com so that we can help you book a free consultation, see all the products and services that we offer, and be a part of the intellectual community, the Artrepreneurs Hub, our app. There's a place where you can get the support you need, be around like-minded individuals, and build those beautiful relationships, okay? Let's not forget that. All right, but remember, everyone has a season, a reason for being in your life. Some will only be there for a short period. Some will be there until the going gets tough, and then some will be there for a lifetime. So assign accordingly, which is what I've been doing, and I hope you will do the same. All right, so something that we do before we close out all of our episodes is our mic drop. That's right, our mic drop, and something that we will discuss today on the mic drop is know your place, right? Know your role. Know what you bring to the table. Know your worth. A lot of us are walking around and don't know our worth. Know your worth, boo boo. Okay, know your worth. Because if you don't, everybody will walk all over you and people will tell you what they think you're worth if you don't know your worth. Know your role, know your worth. Learn who you are first before you get into knowing who other people are, because you put unrealistic expectations on them based on what you want from yourself that you're not giving to yourself because you're not spending enough time with yourself to know what you need and what you want and how you want it. So don't do that, okay? Be mindful of how you're treating you. Unlearn some of those thought patterns, some of those actions, some of those behaviors that you've built up and developed over the years that's no good for you. Leave what no longer serves you, whether it's people or things or places. Learn what makes you tick. Deal with your trauma. Deal with your bullshit. Okay? Don't put that on somebody else to deal with. That's not their problem. Your mental health matters. Your emotional health matters. Your social health matters. Your physical health matters. And your spiritual health matters. Deal with all of them. Don't just don't just do one area and exclude all the others and think you're okay. You're not. Deal with your overall health because it matters. All right, but know your role, know your worth, and know that you're worth fighting for. But you gotta fight for yourself first. You can't expect somebody else to do what you're not willing to do for yourself. Okay. All right, so that's the time that we have for today. I hope you got something from this. Please leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, shout out to all of you who are watching on whatever platform you're watching on, whether it's YouTube, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's X or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the socials, right? TikTok, we everywhere. Shout out to you all. And if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much for watching and for staying here until the end. And until next time, I hope you all have an amazing day. Remember to put everybody in their place and play your role and let people play theirs and let it play out organically, but do your part, all right? Don't get duped out here in the streets. All right, love you all. Until next time, have an amazing day and an awesome rest of your week. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Okay, so keep it real. What did you think? And be honest, y'all, because I really want to know what y'all think. Honest feedback definitely matters, okay? Share your thoughts about it on the Q&A that's attached to the episode on Anchor or Spotify or Apple or all the amazing platforms. If you're on YouTube, make sure to drop a comment. If you want to share a little bit more, but you don't want to do it on those platforms, make sure to email us so that we can share your thoughts on the show. I want you to remember to love yourself.
Trying to level balance out, I meditate all the time. Learn my lesson, turn my blessings into one of a kind. I'm gonna stand up face to face, ain't anything in my way. Mama told me never let my feelings get in the way. I'm waking up like how the hell can I get better today? I gave myself that confirmation, boy, you already great.
Be true to yourself.
I begin to
And when life starts lifing, life back. But don't forget to life with Lex. Until next time.